Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you guys are new. In today's video, I want to talk to you guys about some products that I really want to use up this year, whether that be in the near future or just by the end of the year. These are just products that in the back of my mind, I want to be focusing on throughout the year. I don't really plan to do a project pan, so I guess this is kind of like the closest thing to a project pan that I'm going to be doing as far as I know. I might change my mind later on. I never know. I kind of go back and forth with projects and things that are makeup related. So I don't know. I might come up with something later on. But for now, I don't have anything in the works like a project pan. So these are just kind of the products in general that I would like to focus on using up. And I do have two that I'll talk about at the end that I do want to just hit pan on versus using up completely. So I'll start with one of the first ones that I would like to use up. And this is something that I want to use up very quickly. This is the Too Faced Born This Way Concealer. I recently just took the stopper out of this. So I'm finally getting a good bit of product on the actual doe foot, but there's not a lot left in here. I think I could probably finish this up in maybe another like 2 weeks or so. I'm not sure. I think there's some at the bottom that the doe foot doesn't reach. And I do have a little makeup spatula that I'll probably get that out with. So it might end up being closer to like 3 or 4 weeks, depending on how much is at the bottom. I can't really tell quite yet, but I really need to use that one up. I've had it since 2020, and with cream products, I feel like that's kind of getting to the point where I need to be considering using it up because I don't want it to go bad, and that one I've almost used up. So I'm gonna just keep pushing through and try and use it up. One that I still have a good bit left in, this is the Good Molecules Silicone-Free Priming Moisturizer. I really do like this as a primer. However, it's not my favorite primer, so I'm putting it in this video because I don't want to just forget about it. I don't want to use the ColourPop Pretty Fresh every day and then just forget to use this one. This is a really nice moisturizing primer, but I feel like because it is labeled as that, it really feels like more of a moisturizer than a primer. So I almost feel like it's more skincare than makeup, which I don't mind, but for some reason I just don't find myself reaching for it quite as much. And I think it's just because in my head, it just doesn't feel like a primer versus just a moisturizer. So I don't feel like it really helps my makeup stay on any longer. I think it just kind of helps prep the skin, but sometimes I feel like my sunscreen actually does that as well. So that's just something I want to keep in mind and actually work my way through this year because I don't want to just like let it sit on the back burner and not use it up. I almost didn't put in this video because I'm so close to using it up, but I need to because I need to remind myself to just use this thing. I think literally once I use the rest of the little tip that's actually here now, it's going to be empty because I can no longer sharpen it. It's not long enough. But this is the NYX Epic Wear eyeliner in the shade Gilded Taupe. This was in my project pan for a very long time last year, and it's honestly just kind of comical at this point that it has not been used up yet. So I really need to make it a point to just use this up like within the next month. I mean, this is kind of ridiculous that it's still in my collection at this point. So I need to remind myself of that for sure. I want to use up this Thrive Cosmetics CC cream. This is a newer one. I got this, well, it's not that new. I think I got it in 2021. I got it in July of 2021 and it expires in May of next year in 2024. So I've still got some time to use it up, but I don't have that much left. I think I've only got about like this little bit left. Everything else is pretty empty. So I just want to try and use it up because I've mentioned before, but Thrive kind of is not my favorite brand right now. I just don't really like their marketing style. How if you, for instance, post something about the product on Instagram and it's just for entertainment purposes, I guess, like just for an Instagram page, they kind of fish for compliments on their own product. And it kind of felt just really ungenuine to me. I'm thinking of like disingenuous, but either way, it just felt like, it just gave like me a bad taste in my mouth. I don't know. It just feels like weird that they're just kind of like fishing for compliments on their own products. I've never really had a brand act like that. I don't know. I just don't really vibe with that. But I will say that I recently purchased this exact product for someone as a birthday gift and it got lost in the mail. And so I did reach out to them and they immediately mailed a new one out. So their customer service is really helpful. And I didn't want to just like not mention that because I kind of have talked bad about the brand in the past, but I just, for right now, don't plan on picking up a lot from them in my own collection because I do like to post my makeup on Instagram and I do like to post you know, like my actual products just for fun on Instagram. And I did not enjoy any time I posted any of the products that I had from Thrive. Their company just like wanted compliments. I've never experienced that with a brand before, and it was just very odd to me. So I kind of want to use this up just because of that. Okay, so a product that I don't know if I'll use it up, but I need to use more of it. This is the Bare Minerals Bare Pro Glow Bronzer in the shade Faux Tan. This is their liquid bronzer, and I really like this one, but it is a little bit more high maintenance because it's liquid. It's not a cream. I'll show you a cream one here in a second that's on my list, but this one I've also had since 2020. I need to use it up because it's a liquid product. I just feel like after that like 3-year mark, I start to not feel comfortable with it anymore. This one does have a 12-month shelf life, so technically it's already expired. I don't really look at the shelf life as an actual expiration date, but I do feel like I need to start using it more because I don't know how long it's going to be until it goes bad. Right now, I think it's still fine. I used it today. It doesn't smell bad to me, but my sense of smell has not been very good lately. So I might need to have my husband smell that, tell me if it smells expired or not, but I don't think it does. So I just need to actually remind myself to focus on it, even though it is a little bit more high maintenance than some of my other products. The cream bronzer that I was mentioning is technically liquid, I guess, too, but it's just in better packaging, I feel like. It's just more like controllable. This is the Charlotte Tilbury Contour Wand in the shade Fair Medium. I haven't had this one that long, but I have had it over a year. So I haven't had it since like 2020 or anything. Again, this has a 12-month shelf life, and I'm just kind of like wanting to use it up. I've used up a good bit of this. Again, I feel like I only have about that much left in there, so I don't think this comes with a lot of product to begin with, but I do want to use it up. It comes with 0.4 fluid ounces. And on that note, I also want to use up the Beauty Light wand. I don't know. I really like these products. I haven't used up as much of this one as I have the contour, but I got them at the same time, and I just really want to try and use them up. So you can see I have more of the blush than the contour, but I do really like this. It's like a really nice shimmery almost pink, like it has a good sheen to it. And I really like the way it looks on the cheeks. I do have this on today as well. It just gives a nice glow. I do have a highlight on too though. And then the contour is also really pretty. It's more of like a red undertone, I guess. Ever since I found that Oma contour stick, I don't even use this anymore hardly, but I'm kind of reminding myself by putting it in this project that I do need to work on it because I have had it, like I said, for over a year. I think I got it in November of 2021. I want to say I got that during a Black Friday sale. Actually, yeah, I'm positive I got that during a Black Friday sale because I remember her sales being kind of confusing. But those are two products I would love to use up by the end of the year for sure. And then another Charlotte Tilbury product. I actually have a lot of Charlotte Tilbury in this video. I would love to use up this lipstick. I love this lipstick. It's in the shade Pillow Talk. I would more than likely repurchase it or maybe another shade. I really like this lipstick though. I like that the packaging is held up so nicely because this has been thrown in purses, thrown in a backpack, just used like crazy. And I really like this one. I've almost used it up. Again, I have had this for a while. I got this in 2019, so I feel like it's about time that I use it up. But I mean, I don't feel like it would take that long to use it up. So I'm gonna keep that in mind and just keep using it. It's a great everyday lipstick, so I don't think it'll be hard to use it up. Okay, another Charlotte Tilbury product. This one has so much of the writing worn off, especially here on the back, but this is the Flawless Filter in the shade Fair. I need to use this up because this is one that I honestly kind of regret purchasing. I wanted it so bad. I got it in January 2021. Yeah, January 2021, I got this and I really, really wanted it. But honestly, I don't really feel like it's just necessary. I like the Burt's Bees product a lot more than this. It's the one called the Luminizer. It's a different shade, but I like this a lot more. I have mine in the shade Starlight, if you're wondering. But I did mention, I think I put my cap on too tightly and it did kind of like crack right there, but it seems to be okay. I'm still using it and I might just put it in another container if that doesn't want to hold up. But the packaging is not very nice in comparison, you know, maybe to this, but it's like $13 or less, maybe like $10 to $13. But anyways, this kind of a luminous product I feel like everyone was talking about how multitasking it is, how you can use it for everything. I just don't really see that. I just feel like it's kind of a glowy primer, and I just don't really think it's necessary. I don't like it as a highlight on top by itself, like on top of foundation. I don't think that it's highlighty enough, I guess. So I really just feel like it's kind of like a luminous product that I can put under foundation. I guess every now and then I've mixed it in with foundation, but I just don't think this is like my kind of a product. So I would like to use it up. I've been trying to focus on it lately, and I want to say I've got about maybe 1/4 left of the product. So I just need to use it. I've just been kind of like throwing it on the cheekbones before my foundation, just to try and use it up. I've got one more Charlotte Tilbury product. I really want to use this up this year. This is the Film Star Bronze and Glow Duo. It's in the shade Light or Fair Medium. Fair Medium. I love this so much, as I'm sure you can tell. I've had it a while, but because I've hit such large pan in it, I feel like I've almost started to focus on other products because I don't want to only use this, but I really love this one. I don't want to repress it because I'm nervous it's going to get kind of like hard pan. I feel like I've heard people say that that's kind of happened before when they've repressed this one. So I want to just try and use up the product without repressing it. And I love the bronzer and the highlight, or the contour and the highlight. I love both of these. And when I use it up, I will repurchase this. This is like a $68 duo. I love it. This is one that's expensive, but I really feel like for me it is worth it because I love the tones of it so much, and it's worked really well for me. I did somehow break the little clasp so it doesn't snap closed, but it doesn't seem to be a problem. But I love that product so much. That's the last Charlotte Tilbury product. So we've got 5 Charlotte Tilbury products that I would like to use up this year. I didn't really do that on purpose, but that's just kind of how it worked out. Next up is a setting spray. I've had this one for a long time too, probably since like 2019. This is the Urban Decay All Nighter. I might have had this since 2018 actually. Either way, it's been a while. So I really need to use this up. This is their travel size bottle. I'll probably keep the bottle when I use it up. I don't have a ton left in here, like maybe a little bit less than half. But I really just think I need to use it up because it's been in my collection for a while. The last product that I really want to use up in 2023 is this from Fenty. This was also in my project pan, I believe, towards the end of the project in 2022. But this is the Slip Shine lipstick in the shade Cookies and Cocoa. I do really like this. I have found lipsticks that I like more. I do have this on. No, I don't have this on today. I had it on yesterday. This is like a little bit of a deeper shade, but it is pretty sheer. So even though it looks, you know, pretty opaque and deep in the packaging, it's really not. I think this is what I'm going to take to work and try and reapply it. It doesn't have a lot of product left, and it gets used up very quickly. So if you can kind of see how much I've used up there, I've used up a good bit of it, but it's so sheer that you kind of have to put on a few layers. So I feel like it kind of melts away pretty quickly, and I don't feel like that'll be a problem to use it up. Okay, so those are all the products that I want to completely use up this year. And then I did just want to talk about 2 that I want to hit pan in. I kind of have 3, and I think I should mention the 3rd one because it's like I have a whole year to do it. I think I just feel a little bit intimidated by it, so I didn't want to put it in this video, but I think I should. I'll save that one for last. The first product I want to hit pan in this year is from the Lip Bar Quad. This is the Face Quad in Go Off, and I have pan in 3 of the 4 pans. I used to have pan in this one. I actually used this face powder up completely, and then I repressed my CoverGirl Clean Fresh powder into this. So now I have a new pan. So I want to hit pan in this again because when I repressed this, the blush did not have pan. So now that I have it in 3, I want it back in the 4th one. So I wanted to put that in this video because I love this face palette. It's such a good one. And it's only like 20 something dollars. This is a really, really good product. The pans are kind of mini sized in comparison to normal cheek products, but I love that because it's so compact. You have everything you need. All of the shades work so well for my fair skin, and they have 6 different colorways that you can choose between depending on what your preferences and your skin tone are. So I really feel like you would find one that you would like in here. And I think it's hard to find a face palette where you actually like every single shade. So I love that one, and I want to hit pan in the 4th pan again. Then I have a bronzer. This is the e.l.f. bronzer in Forever Sunkissed. I'm so close to hitting pan on this that I just want to remind myself, like, keep using it. Don't forget to use it because I have picked up some new bronzers lately. But you can kind of see the ring here in the middle where I think that's going to be the pan, and I've got a pretty good dip to it. So I'm hoping to hit pan on that pretty soon. I use this today also, and I'm just really wanting to hit pan on it soon. Okay, the product I mentioned that I almost didn't put in this video, it's the Hourglass Mood Exposure Blush. This was in my project pan. I tried so hard to hit pan on this. I've had it for a while again. I have finally like flattened out the product. So it used to have kind of a curve. It's a baked product, and it used to have a lot more product kind of built up there in the center. It's now kind of flattened out, so I don't know how much deeper it has to go to actually have pan in it, but I really want to hit pan on this blush. So I'm going to put that out there that by the end of the year, I want to have pan in this blush. I feel like it's never ending, which is good because this was like a $38 or $40 blush. So I would like to get my money's worth out of it. And honestly, I feel like I already have because I've used it so much. But I love the shade of it, so I'm fine with that. But I do want to have pan in it. So I'm going to go ahead and just put it out there in this video that I want to have pan in that one. But those are all the products that I want to hit pan in or completely use up by the end of this year. This is, like I said, kind of like my loose project pan. I do think at like the middle of the year, I'll update you guys on the products and let you know if I have. Of course, if I have, you'll see them show up in empties videos too. But I think it'd be nice to kind of have like an actual video dedicated to whether or not I've used up these specific products. So I'll probably post that in like June or July, but I don't plan to have like monthly updates on a project pan type basis anytime soon. So that could change, but for now, this is kind of like the loose project pan for the year. I'm not going to be reminding myself to reach for these daily. This is just going to kind of be like a mindless thing to where when I'm getting ready for work, if I need a bronzer right now, I might just reach for the e.l.f. one. You know, if I don't have something else in my shop, my stash, I'm not really like wanting to use something else specifically, then I would just reach for this one. So that's kind of my goal with it. And other than that, I think that's all I wanted to mention in this video. But thank you guys for watching. I hope that you guys don't mind. I'm not going to have a project pan, like a normal project pan, I guess. I think people are really changing their kind of stance on project pans this year though, and making them work for them, which I really appreciate because I just feel like sometimes the beauty community can be a little bit overwhelming with things like that. Like it gets a lot more analytical than I feel like it needs to be. That's just coming from me though. I just don't really like that with my makeup collection and my makeup style. So that's not something I'm interested in, but I do enjoy watching other people's project pans. So I definitely can see kind of both sides of that. So that's all I wanted to mention today. I hope that you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, please go ahead and give it a thumbs up. And other than that, I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.